Hey traders from around the world, what's going on? It's your boy Ricky Cadan from Real Life Trading Australia. I hope you guys are doing majestically magnificent today. What an amazing day it would have been to be a day trader today. Wow. Um, Before I take a look at the SPY and the broader markets, I just want to talk about ES. Now, ES, the futures, I actually spoke about it on this day right here, saying that most likely we're going to get a little bit of a trade higher and then a roll down to fill this monthly gap. Now, as you can see, this monthly retest gap that wasn't filled, we filled that gap right there. Probably about an hour into the trading day today. Um, so basically, what I think is going to happen here is most likely it's going to be quite choppy. We're probably going to get something of this juncture right here. That's what I expect to happen, something like that or something like this. You can see that we have traded right down to the 50-day and we haven't closed below. However, most likely we will get some sort of, choppiness, trade up a little bit, maybe come down, throw in some lower lows, and then look to go higher. So at this stage on ES and the SPY, it's going to be, yeah, probably look for something like this to occur, like that, or maybe like a nice little double bottom here, and then look to just trade it higher. So right now, obviously, on the SPY, we can definitely go lower, right? The moving averages, the long-term moving averages are still, down at 277 here. So if we do break the low of this candle, I think it is going to be a trap. We do have really nice support and resistance right here. So that's why I do think that if we do trade lower, we may get some trapping candles and some long lower wicks around here. And then from there, I would look to most likely take this thing bullish. Obviously, with the whole Trump and trade war thing going on right now, it is going to be a little bit volatile. But for now, just be neutral to bullish to neutral at this point. I'm just going to have a quick look at some US stocks that moved last night. Now, Roku. Now, Jeremy actually posted this in the last stock review saying this was a glorious gap up and most likely we're going to see all-time highs. Well, we did right here. So if you guys did get to catch that, then well done. Beautiful, beautiful gap of the day. Here's Square. I actually missed my entry on Square to buy right here at 64.60. That was where my opportunity to buy was. However, I wasn't trading last night and I didn't get triggered in, so that's okay. From here, I still think that we are going to chop around a little bit, and it's not going to be a fast moving stock. It's not just going to launch out of here. So I think if you are looking to buy the dip on Square, now is the probably time to start looking at accumulating some sort of position. Netflix, I still would like to buy off this support level here. However, taking a look at the shorter term moving averages, we are just below the 50. And we did throw a beautiful, glorious hammer of Thor last night or today. So most likely, if we do gap up, it would be a nice day trade to take bullish. If we gap up above this candle, it would be a nice little day trade, but most likely we will run into these moving averages and probably come back down and then chop around a bit and then slowly move higher. MU, here's MU. MU, we did break out of this ascending triangle and retested right here and went back lower. From here, I think we're also just going to chop around maybe just before earnings, before we do look at going higher as well. Most likely, most of these stocks are just going to do exactly what the broader markets are going to do. And last one, but not least, I'm just going to look at HLF now. HLF, I've actually been saying to a lot of people that this is going to go bearish from about $54. Obviously, because we had this support resistance at 55.70, and we did come down, we did retest. We didn't quite get to the highs, but when just before earnings, when we created this new low and we came up to the 50-day simple moving average, the 50-day EMA, that was that was the time to look at going bearish. Obviously, this was over earnings, and yes, I do understand that, but it was definitely expected that this thing was going to go lower. From here, where do I think we go on HLF? Honestly, right now, if we don't bounce, if we don't bounce off this support, which there is not much support here at all, to be honest. If we don't bounce here, wow, this thing can drop. Okay, most likely we'll come down. We'll probably come down to test these levels around here, maybe 40 to 42. So I'll be looking at. I'm actually going to be looking at taking this thing bearish. Yeah, I'm going to try and short the retest on this. If we can break this support here, I'm going to look to try and take this thing bearish to around the 42 to 40 mark. And then I'll look to buy the dip again, or yeah, look to buy the dip if it ever gets back down here. Let's have a look at some Aussie stocks. Take a look at the ASX 200 on the daily. Right now, market's not open, but what I do expect is most likely we will get some sort of trade. Most likely we will get some sort of trade down to the 50, just like we did on the US markets, and then a little bit of a bounce. We're going to get some choppiness. It is going to go sideways, probably something like this. So keep your eyes on XJO to just chop around a bit. CBA doing exactly what we spoke about the other day when I said that most likely we're probably going to get a little bit of choppiness. I'm going to go sideways for a little while. That's most likely what's going to happen on CBA. Here's WiseTech Global. We are at the 50-day EMA. We are creating lower highs. So, and we have just broke below this support level. So from here, I'm not overly bullish on this stock. Keep your eyes on it for a bounce if it does come back down to about $20. That would be a nice buying location. And BHP is just accumulating. If you aren't in BHP long term, this is probably where you want to start slowly stepping in and building a position. It is a great buying location. Around 30, between 36 and 37 is a really good buying location, and obviously this support level right here. Here's Altium, ticker symbol ALU. We are just chopping around at this support level right here. After this gap up that we had over earnings, I still think that we will come down a little bit more. We are also creating, lower highs as well. So if this thing does come up, I'll probably look to short it again. But this is right now, we are just in a nice little distribution phase. If I have a look at the long-term moving averages, we have got the 100 slowly closing in. So if this thing does trade sideways and then the 100 comes in, I will actually look to take this thing bullish. And here is Zipco. So Zip just keeps going higher. This is an extremely bearish candle. So a lot of people looking to take profits here. Not a good time to be getting in bullish. If you can get in on Zip, it's just one of those buy the dip. Kind of looks a bit like Bitcoin at the moment, but pretty much just you want to look to buy the dip. If you can get a small position here, and obviously the lower the better. So you'd probably look to dip your toes in around $2.80, and then maybe again at 220, and by that time the 100 should start moving back in your favor. So keep your eyes on Zip for a nice quick little bearish move, and then a quick play higher. Now, if you're from the US and you're looking at the US dollar versus the Australian dollar, I'll just quickly take a look at this. So for all the forex traders out here, you probably know that we are at pretty solid lows on the Aussie dollar. If I bring it out to the weekly, yeah, we're very low. We're tracking at it's about 69.8 cents. We haven't been down here for a while, since 2016, and most likely, I have been saying that this is most likely going to go lower. I do think that we are probably going to trade back down to about 65, 65-ish, and from there we will most likely get some sort of, double bottom actioning happening right here, depending on what happens with the economy. We did get our interest rates, our cash rates, put on hold, so obviously they're not overly bullish on the Aussie dollar at this point in time. However, if you are in the States and you are looking to get in and you want to bring some money over to Australia, but you want to do it long term, there's actually a stock called XDA, right, which actually tracks the Australian dollar. So see, this is at $69.90, and oops. So we're currently at $69.90 when the Aussie dollar is at 0.699 cents. If you wanted to buy this as like your Australian fund and say, well, I want to start investing in the Aussie dollar, you can look to buy the XDA and just obviously look to take profits whenever you do come over to Australia, whether it is when the dollar comes back up to 75 or back to 73. At least you're going to have some sort of position long term on the Aussie dollar that you can kind of just accumulate over time. And yeah, so basically it mirrors exactly what happens with the Aussie dollar. If you are looking at buying low and coming to Australia and moving some money across, this is just one way that you can do it if you're not a forex trader and you like to own stocks. Obviously, this stock does have options on it as well, so you can still sell some covered calls for income whilst you're owning these shares, and just slowly build your Australian dollar fund for when you do come here for a holiday. Anyway, guys, well, I hope you guys enjoyed that. Today's Friday here in Australia, so yeah, I will be trading tonight in the US markets, so hopefully I'll see a lot of you guys there. If you're in the real life trading community, I'll see you all tonight. But until then, love life, live life, and trade.